This thing happened on Tuesday. They called me on Wednesday.
Lord, we pray for our nation, Nigeria. This nation is burning.
And on Friday, they killed my daughter. There's no justice in that.
I sympathize with them, but that will not change our stand.
So if you're a parent in Nigeria right now, it's frightening because you want it to stop.
It's not working if there is any strategy at all. People are dying, it looks as if nobody cares.
Over the past 7 months, a wave of kidnappings targeting schools and universities has swept across northern and central Nigeria. There have been 9 mass abductions of students across 5 states. Many believe the payment of ransom has created an industry. More than 1,000 students and staff have been taken.
Victory is my first daughter. She's a brilliant student. Rejoice is the junior to Victory. She's someone that loves hairdressing. She plait, she braids. 2 of them are too addicted to themselves that they always find it difficult to leave each other.
Those children, they have never left me even 1 week before. We are together since they were born. And this situation kept them not in the school, in the bush, with one cloth on their body or no cloth on their body. So I'm worried. Their condition is critical.
39 students and staff were seized from a forestry school in the northern state of Kaduna in early March. A video of the hostages was sent to the parents on social media. Victory Sani and her sister Rejoice were among those abducted.
The first contact we had was from the bandits, demanding for 500 million naira from the state government.
After 10 days with no news of the 39 pupils seized at the forestry school, Friday Sani and other parents took to the streets to protest. But authorities threatened to prosecute anyone negotiating with kidnappers, including parents.
We prefer to be arrested, provided our children will be in the home, at home.
So you're saying the strategy is not working?
It's not working if there is any strategy at all. People are dying, it looks as if nobody cares. And we are still calling on the government to do something fast because those people can lose their patience.
Nasir El-Rufai, the governor of Kaduna State, is refusing to pay ransoms, a policy which only seems to have emboldened the kidnappers. So you think that one of the reasons why they may be targeting the states is because you've made it clear that you won't pay ransoms?
Yes.
Do you think that then by making that statement, you're putting your citizens, your residents of Kaduna State at greater risk?
Not necessarily. I think in the long run or even in the medium term, it actually makes the state safer. We still have kidnappings. We have individuals being kidnapped. We even have attempted kidnaps of students. They have been successful in 2 cases, but not on the kind of scale you've seen in other states.
Here in Kaduna, just last week, 3 university students who were kidnapped were shot dead.
Yes.
So how can you tell their parents that their children were safer?
I commiserate with their parents. I sympathize with them, but that will not change our stand. The only way to end kidnapping is for society to take a stand that we will not pay. I know the pain of losing children, but I have to subordinate that to the overall interest of the society which elected me to provide leadership.
He's repeatedly appeared on local media to say he won't negotiate with armed gangs that are attacking rural communities. It's had devastating consequences. The number of kidnappings have increased. Mr. and Mrs. Yohana's daughter Dorothy attended the private Greenfield University. A day after she was abducted, Mrs. Yohana got a phone call from the kidnappers who put Dorothy on the line.
She say, hey, mommy, they came to our school yesterday night and kidnapped us, so we are in the bush. She now say, mommy, come and see, they are just beating us. Then the man collected the phone and he said, they need money, that if you want them to release our children, we must pay 800 million. I shouted, I screamed, I say 800 million.
So they asked for 800 million naira. That's about $2 million. Did you have that kind of money?
No.
You are still asking questions as to how this thing happened. Why our daughter?
Just 2 days later, Mr. Yohana got a call from the university telling him to come to a local hospital to identify the bodies of 3 students.
When I went inside, the first person I saw was my daughter. I screamed. I said, they killed my daughter? I just left. And it is when I came to the home that I broke the news to them that Dorothy is no more.
That was when I started crying. That was when my voice now ceased, since that very day.
Kaduna State government says it has a strict policy of not negotiating with criminals. They don't pay ransoms. What do you both make of that decision?
The people will judge. The whole world should judge on that. If they are not ready to negotiate with criminals, I hope they also have a way of getting the criminals. Because if they don't get the criminals and they are not negotiating with them, then we're in trouble.
Father, keep watch over your children. Save this country from the hands of these evil people.
2 more students from Greenfield were killed after Dorothy. Eventually, the remaining abductees were released after their parents paid the kidnappers 150 million naira. That's $360,000. You know, the more you speak to parents whose children have been kidnapped, the more overwhelming this problem is. I became a parent myself a year ago, and so of course I understand. If your child's been taken, all you'd want is for them to come back home. But then there's the other side of the argument. If you pay ransoms, kidnapping continues. It's an industry that's growing. And so if you're a parent in Nigeria right now, it's frightening because you want it to stop, but then you want your children to come back, and there are no clear answers. Education here has been deeply disturbed.
The subject is what? Plural. The answer must be what? Plural. Because we said here.
In the north of the country, only 1 in 2 attend school. While we're filming, there's news of Victory and Rejoice, the missing sisters from the forestry school. They finally made it home. There are joyful prayers this time as the girls are reunited with their family. Their safe return is thankfully a common experience. The majority of the school children who've been kidnapped in the last 8 months have eventually gone home. But there's no doubt that schools here are no longer secure. Many have been forced to close. Families continue to live in fear that their child could be the next to be taken.